And joining me now is Middle East Coordinator for the National Security Council, Brett McGurk. Thank you so much for joining me on this critical afternoon. If you could just give us the very latest about how the hostages were released. How was this secured? Was it an agreement between the United States, Israel, and Qatar? How did this happen?
Well, Kristen, it's great to be here. I have to say the president just spoke with the father of Natalie and the ex-husband of Judith in a very emotional call. And of course, he also spoke with the father on a Zoom call about a week ago, just an incredibly emotional call, just given the trauma that these families and these hostages are going through at the hands of Hamas. I just want to say a couple things before I get into what transpired here. We still have 10 Americans unaccounted for. We are doing everything we possibly can to find them, to locate them, and to get them out of the hands of Hamas. Look, this deal, since really 2:30 a.m. Eastern Time on October 7th, we have been working not only to help support the Israelis, but also to work in the region to make sure that we deter further aggression, but also to account for missing Americans. So an awful lot of work has gone in here. I am not, just like your previous guests, I am not going to get into the details of everything that has transpired. We are hopeful that this is the start and that we will see more hostages released over the coming period. But of course, I cannot guarantee that. But we're doing everything we possibly can.
And you said President Biden just spoke with the family members. Can you tell us if they have in fact been reunited, if those hostages have in fact been reunited with their family members? In other words, was the president speaking to them while they were with their loved ones who'd just been released?
Kristen, I just spoke with our chargé, Stephanie Hallett, who is in Israel and was with us when we were in Israel just a couple days ago with the president. So at the time of this call, the family had not been reunited. Stephanie is now near the border area. She has seen Judith and Natalie, and they are being reunited with their family really as we speak. So this is an ongoing story. And look, we're thrilled with this news, but we're very focused on getting all the other Americans who are unaccounted for, not only to identify where they are, but also to get them out of harm's way.
And I understand that they are being reunited as we speak, which is just extraordinary. Do you know anything about their physical, their emotional condition?
I cannot speak to that firsthand. What I can say is, as whenever hostages, American citizens, come out of these traumatic, horrific experiences, they will get all the care they need, and we will make sure that our government provides everything they possibly need, from medical care to psychological care. And that is really an ongoing process. We had a team at the border with the Israelis upon the transfer from Gaza into Israel, and they are with our team now, and they're in very good hands.
And I want to the extent that we can be very clear about those 10 Americans who are still unaccounted for. The Secretary of State said some of those are among the 200 who are still being held hostage. Do you have an exact number, an exact accounting for where those 10 Americans are?
Kristen, I cannot give you an exact number, an exact accounting. I just can't do that. All I can say is we have 10 Americans unaccounted for, and we're devoting a great deal of resources and attention and focus from all levels of the American government, working closely with the Israelis and other partners in the region to try to identify them, locate them, and get them out of harm's way.
And I just spoke with, of course, that spokesperson for the IDF. I asked him if anything about their strategy would change in the wake of these two hostages being released. He said it would not. He signaled they are still planning to move forward with their ground invasion. Can you speak to that? Should Israel move forward with its planned strategy? Or is this a moment to continue to try to get, and a window, I should say, to continue to try to get the remaining hostages out?
Well, I just repeat what the president said when he was in Israel, what he said publicly. And this morning, the president had another very long and detailed discussion with Prime Minister Netanyahu. And before major war and peace decisions are made, the president speaking from his own experience, it requires deliberation. It requires asking hard questions. And it requires making sure that you have a plan in place with achievable objectives, and that plan is actually leading to achieving those objectives. Those are the types of questions I know the Israelis are asking themselves, and we are providing whatever advice we can through that discussions, again, from the Prime Minister to the President on down through our military teams. Secretary Austin again spoke today with the Israeli Minister of Defense. So I am not going to speak to their strategy and their plans or what today's news might mean. I will say today's news is very good. We're hopeful to have more hostages home over the coming period, as I mentioned. And we're also hopeful because of the deal that the president was able to broker on the ground in Israel and then on the flight home on Air Force One with President Sisi to begin getting humanitarian assistance into southern Gaza very soon. That's also something that we're very focused on.
You take me to my next question. I was wondering if you could update us on the status of that humanitarian aid getting into Gaza. Everyone had anticipated that it would get in today. Can you explain why it hasn't? Is it over concerns that it may end up in the hands of Hamas? And what is the timeline for getting that aid into Gaza?
We're hopeful at this point that it'll happen fairly soon. I don't think we ever put a timeline on it. David Satterfield is on the ground in Egypt today. Ambassador Satterfield, who is our coordinator for the humanitarian response. And the mechanisms are getting in place. Look, we want to try to make sure that this is done right. It is a very, very complicated endeavor, not only on the Egyptian side of the border, but also, of course, on the Gazan side of the border. So we want to make sure that when this is done, the mechanisms are in place so that the aid, most importantly, as the president said, goes to the people who need it and is not diverted from Hamas for their war aims. So we are getting this all in place now. David is on the ground, and I'm very hopeful here over the coming period. I want to be very careful not to put a time frame on it, that we will begin to see that aid reaching the Gazans in need.
I know everyone is hoping that happens soon. Before I let you go, can you tell us what was President Biden's message to the family of the hostages when he spoke with them?
Well, you know, the president spoke with this family again on the Zoom call last week when he indicated to the families that we're doing all that we possibly can without really going into any of the details. What he said to the families, obviously, the joy in this moment, as you could hear it on the other end of the line, but also the importance that we're very focused on the other families. And, you know, these families in this situation make connections with one another. They're all talking. We have been in touch as a government since this news broke, not only with the family of Natalie and Judith, but also with the other missing Americans, and also just made very clear that we're doing all we can to secure their safety too. So it was really a call of extraordinary relief, but also with determination to do all we can to have more days like this.
And just to be clear, you were in the room for this call?
Yes, Kristen, this call just happened in the Oval Office here about 15 minutes ago.
Well, we really appreciate you bringing us all of this information and that news. Brett McGurk, thank you so much. We will stay in close contact with you as we continue to follow this crisis in the Middle East. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.